Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on Ark Survival Ascended. Today I figured we've definitely started to outgrow our little hut here, you know? Yeah, it's getting, storage is getting a bit dire. Look, I've got these two stacks of storage boxes. And they're all pretty much full, and like, what am I meant to do? Make a third stack? No, we're gonna make a nice little. We're gonna start on our proper base. Starting off with making a little storage house. So I've got sort of a design in mind. It might evolve, it might change. We'll see. We've just got to decide on a nice little spot for it. So I don't think we want to put it too close to the water, because I think there's other things that would make more sense to go there. What about, like, I reckon about here. About here will do. We can always move it. So what it's going to be is we're going to make it out of stone, but we'll probably pop a skin onto it. And actually, we don't want to have it so raised up, do we? Let's... So we'll start it off like here. And we'll sink it into the ground a bit. Yeah, that should be good. And we're going to do 6, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6 by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yeah, that's the footprint of it, 6 by 8. And so we'll fill all of this in. Nope, not like that. Oh, come on. Come on. No, let me, pick up. There we go. All the way around. And this building is pretty much going to be only for storage is my plan. Did I miscalculate the amount of foundations I needed? Oh, I must have. That's fine. I'll just make a few more to fill that in. How much did I miscalculate by? 6? 6 it seems like. Alright, well that's fine. We can do that in a minute. We are going to have a big ol' behemoth gate on the front. Is that the middle? That is the middle. Not a behemoth gate, sorry, that would be way too big. A normal gate. And then we're going to go all the way around just with some quarter walls. Just like this. And yeah, and then I'll do a bit more, sort of figure out a few more things, and then I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, so what I've done is you see I've done this sort of like, so I've filled it all in around. I've also added one extra foundation on each side, purely so that it would get over the gate, this little slope here. And we're going to add roofs going all the way down here, all the way down to the end. I don't know what kind of roofs I'm going to use. I might use thatch, I might use something else, I'm not too sure yet. And then, yeah, we're going to see if we can get some more decoration on this thing. You know, it'll be the same shape on the back as it is on the front. And yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah. Alright guys, I've sort of got the skeleton of this thing sorted out now. So you see we've got our thatch. I've decided to go for thatch roofs, going all the way up here. And then at the top here, because we go into these shallower roofs, we have to use ramps. And the thatch ramps don't look great with this, so I've switched over to wooden ones. And then all the way back down, and there's a little bit of an overhang using the quarter ones as well. And then for the walls, I've gone with the frontier skins. And then I've kept the foundation stone. I might change it to the frontier, but for now I quite like the stone. But if it changes, then that's because I've decided I wanted to change it. So now I'm going to go ahead and try and add a bit more detailing to this. I'm quite happy with how it looks. It could be, you know, just a little bit more detailing just to make it a little bit less flat, and we can start moving things in here, hopefully. Okay. I think this is at a state of completion, at least visually it is. So this is what it looks like on the outside. You know, I've added some pillars around the place, nothing too crazy. You know, a little bit up the top there, just for a little bit of an outpost, and out the back. Yeah, the back's pretty plain. On the inside, I've done quite a bit of sort of details. I've just chucked all of this random stuff around, so I've got these chairs here, I can sit on them if I want. And it's almost as if it's just a bunch of old stuff that we've thrown back here, you know, these pedestal tables, these big old boxes, which you can actually walk through, because they're like a decoration thing. Yeah, piano. Bunch of stuff, but this is all really cosmetic. The things that are functional that's going to go in here is, first of all, some fridges. And I'm going to put these right at the back. How do we... Let's see, yeah, there we go, alignment mode. And, okay, let me think about what's the best way to do this. So this is the middle here, so let's put them on either side of the middle. And then I should have two more. Do I not have two more? Maybe I left them back there. And then, yeah, and then also vaults. So the vaults, we'll have to, yeah, so I want to put the vaults along the side here, but we'll have to bring them out a bit because they're a bit tall. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we are nice and lined up with the wall, and then bring them back a little bit. And that should be good. There we go. And then we'll get some vaults in. Nice! Nice. And a little bit of space back here as well that we can go and run and hide behind. Yeah, I like this. You know what? Maybe the vaults shouldn't go there. Maybe we should have all of our actual practical stuff against the back wall as much as we can. So, let's do our fridges as far this way as we can get them. And then we'll do the other two fridges on top there. And then all of our vaults we'll do like that. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to do it. I only could afford 2 vaults, like I said. We'll have a bunch more. And I thought I had another 2 fridges. So let me just double check that, because I'll get those placed down. Yeah, so 4 fridges I figured out, because 1 for kibble, 1 for ingredients, 1 for like already crafted foods, and then 1 for miscellaneous. Gotta have a miscellaneous, you know? Always gotta have a miscellaneous whenever you're sorting out sorting system. Then yeah, I do have 2 more. Sweet. Let's get these guys down just for completion's sake. And yeah, it'll take a bit of time for us to get enough metal to make the rest of the vaults, because they are a bit pricey. But that's alright. We just... Can you put fridges on top of other fridges? I thought you could. You mustn't be able to. Huh. I thought you could put fridges on top of other fridges. Maybe you can't. Okay. That's okay. We'll just pick up our vaults. Yeah, we still have plenty of space. We still have... Can you put vaults on top of vaults? Really? You can't? Huh. Huh. The more you know. Well, I'm happy with this. I am happy with this. We could probably fit another 2 or 3 vaults there. And then we could either do another like layer or like a top shelf almost to fit in a few more vaults, or we could sort something else out. But how much? Yeah, vaults hold 350, so that's a lot better. And then fridges hold 80. And these guys are all powered. They are all powered. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, it's going to take us a bit of time to fill in the rest of those vaults, like I said. But rest assured we will. And soon enough, we'll have all of our stuff, at least when it comes to storage, out of there and into here, which is very, very exciting. Alright guys, I've pretty much gone ahead and moved everything into here. I sort of shifted some of the fridges about. I figured they didn't need to be against the wall, and I've sort of dotted them about the room. I think they look nice. And this entire wall is just a load of vaults, which is very, very handy, and should do us for storage for a while. But one thing I figured out was that, you know, we still have our fabricator over there. We still have all of our things, like, you know, some of our more important things over there. So we're going to need a little workshop. So we're also going to build a little workshop here today. And I'm sort of modeling off of a very iconic structure from gaming. And I'd love to see if anybody in the comments can guess what it is. But essentially what we're doing is we're going to... so this is a 5x4 little foundation here. And I've got a little reference image as well, so that I get it right. This should be a door. Short one? No, probably the tall one. Yeah. Okay, and then we go. Yeah, go across by a wall. Yep, just a wall, please. And then we do a couple of little quarter one. Oh, hang on. There we go. Let me bring these guys. Can I get that? Oh, I won't be able to snap that. Well, that's fine. I can hopefully get some... Do I have any quarter foundations? I have one. I'll need 3. Doopy-doopy-doo. Quarter foundation. 3 of those. There we go. There we go. Yeah. And then that should be able to snap now. Oh, dang. Oh, is it going to look weird, these ones being quarter, with none of the other ones being quarter ones? Maybe I'll need to switch all of them to quarter. We'll see how it looks at the end. Maybe the, like, outdoors ones can be quarter, and then the indoor ones can be the regular ones. We'll see. We'll see. And then I think that should go... Yep, that should keep going until the end, and we'll keep using the... Oh, dang it. This one's going to need to be tiny ones as well. That's okay. I just need to make a couple more. 4 more of them, please. Lovely, lovely. While those are crafting up, if we can move, we will... Well, we can't really move, can we? You know what? We'll wait for these to craft up so we can actually move. We'll get these placed down. 2 more. Yeah, we might have to swap these all over to quarter ones because, you know, to keep it consistent. Anyway, these should all keep going until the end here. And then let me check my reference. Yeah, so the wall needs to wrap all the way around here and then around the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop, 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 boop. And then we can also do one there. Then if we do a couple of quarter ones here, we can do like that. There we go. That's not too bad. Is anybody? Can anybody make a guess? It's still very bare bones right now, but it's very iconic from gaming. It's very iconic. If you've played certain games that I play a lot in this channel, then you'll recognize it. You'll recognize it. Let me see. Where's my? Hang on. So some of these need to be wood as well. So if I actually grab my pillars, will I be able to grab them all? If I do that, yeah. And if we just do some pillars on the corners here. There we go. And we can switch some of these over to the, where is it? Frontier skin pack. So we want that to be frontier, that to be frontier, and the pillars to be frontier. But leave that as is. That needs to be frontier as well. And I think we need a pillar in this corner. Just like that. And you know the drill. Switch it over to frontier if we can. There we go. And I believe that everything, all of these walls inside need to be frontier up until... yeah, okay. So... where are they? Where's my frontier skin? There it is. You know what? I'm just going to pop it on my hotbar. So I want to make all of these along here frontier. This one as well. And then I don't know about these ones. But we will get some more pillars in here. I'd say it's starting to become a bit more recognizable, but a little bit more recognizable to the icon that it is. I want to see those guesses in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see those. I'm not going to give it away in this episode what I've based it off of. There we go. Lovely. Should any of these be windows? I can't actually see in my reference image, to be fair. But we do definitely need to get a door on there. There we go. And what skins can we do for the door? What does the frontier one look like? Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so do we have any quarter ceilings? We do have a few. That is good. We'll pull them over. And we'll see. No, not that one. Not that one. So these need to all be ceilings along here. And we'll need one more as well. Will we need one more? No, we won't need one more, actually. We will need to... Actually, we probably need one less. Yeah. And hang on, let me work this out in my head. Hang on. Let's think this through. Yeah, so this is one foundation. This is two. These need to be equal. So we actually need to get rid of that and get some more quarter walls. So now they're 3 each, you see? And then we can go bam, bam. Get our other one here like that. Sweet. And then, let's see, we'll want to... Oh, can I... Can't quite make it up there. Alright, that's going to make placing these a pain. Can I place them from this side, maybe? There you go, that's how you do it. Bam. 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 Like that. And then, for these bits here, what shall we do? Maybe campfires would probably be the best way to do to get the effect I'm going for. Should probably see if I have any that I can pull. I do not. Good. Just sort of put them here. Is that all the way in as far as it can go? It isn't. Is there something I can stand on? Can I have a box or something? A little footstool, you know? Yeah, I can use my griffin. And hop. And actually, I wonder if they can snap onto here. No, they probably can't, right? Let's... Replacing mode. There we go. Bam. Bam. And can we put in one more? We might be able to, if we can actually see what we're doing. Really? Can we not? Are we sure? Are we sure we can't fit one more in here? What if we squeeze this one into the corner more? Let's put it onto alignment mode. There we go. That's as far in the corner as it can go. And then, yeah, that's probably the way to do it, isn't it? And then we can pop this one. There we go. This is the way to do it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what's happening? There we go. There we go. Okay, is anybody picking up on it yet? It's starting to really, starting to look like what it's meant to look like. This bit here is a bit of creative liberty, but I didn't really know how else to do this bit. But here, if we grab a bunch of wood for each one of these and light them up, like it is in the game, you know? You know? I quite enjoy building an Ark. It's weird to make videos on because I never really know what to say about it. But it is good fun building an Ark, and if you're a PvE player or a single player like me, then I recommend giving it a go. You know, put your hand at it and see what you can come up with, because you might come up with something that looks quite good. Okay, so this needs to be okay. So what we need... to do is we need to... Can we make some... Where do you make metal structures? Is that in a smithy? I do have a smithy in here that I've chucked in the corner. Let's see, here it is. What do we want? We want a... Nothing from there, actually. Some metal pillars is what we want. We'll grab 4 of them. How expensive are metal pillars? Not cheap. 25 metal a piece. Luckily, I am fairly wealthy at the moment. Ah, dear. Alright. And we want to take these metal pillars. And we will set them to the thin half ones. Then, can we get another one in there? I wonder if there's a way that we can get another snap point in the middle there. I don't know. I feel like there probably isn't, right? Yeah. Because it would be really cool. Actually, you know what? I can probably get a snap point. I can't get a snap point there, but I can probably get a snap point... Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, wait, no, that's not right. Never mind. You know what? We'll call that okay. That's not quite what I was looking for, but I think it's probably the best way I can do. Oh, unless, actually... No, that wouldn't work either. That wouldn't work either. We'll just leave it with this little metal pillar here, and unless we can think of a better way to do it. Do I have some more of those quarter ceilings? I do not. Right, we'll need 3 more of them. Lovely, lovely. Not those. We want these. Oh my gosh, what was that? What on earth was that giant pink flash of light? That was a bit freaky, wasn't it? Anyway, ah, dear. So, I think we're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna make this 1 more quarter wall tall all the way around. And I'm going to need a bunch more quarter walls to do that, aren't I? I have 8 more. Alright, I think I'm going to finish this up, guys. And then show it to you guys. And we can pop some stuff in here. And it should be good. It should be good. Alright, guys. I've pretty much finished the exterior of this thing. And I don't think it's looking too bad. Surely you can tell it. But if you haven't already guessed what it is, surely you can tell by now. I'll give you guys the view. The back's not that nice. I'll have to figure out something to make the back look a bit nicer, to be honest. But you know, here's the full once around. This is definitely the angle though that gives it away the most. So leave in the comments, what do you think it is? I've got some things to decorate it with though, and to actually put it in to make it functional. So I'm gonna put this on the outside here, like that. There we go. Lovely. And then on the inside here, we are definitely going to want a smithy. So, yeah, against that wall seems good. We are going to definitely want a fabricator. Where will the snap to? No, I think I'd rather align it. Let's try and get it as much in the middle as we can. Yeah, it should be good. It's a bit lopsided, but that's fine. Actually, over here, I am going to do a cheeky little fireplace. And then, how high up does that chimney go? Does it look weird? Oh, no, it doesn't actually. It actually adds a lot. I like that. I like that a lot. And we'll do the same as we did with our campfires out the front. In fact, I don't have those campfires lit. There we go. Turn them on for the full effect. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I think all the wood I got was from... I ended up pulling all the wood from the campfires. Which probably wasn't the best thing to do, was it? Yeah, let's get all of these on then. And this one. Wood. Bolt. If you're wondering what the pulling system's from, it's from the Vanilla Sprinkles mod, by the way. It's great stuff. Great stuff. Anyway. What can fit here? Can we fit that there? No. Can we fit the chemistry bench there? We can fit the chemistry bench there. Then that is where the chemistry bench shall be. The chemistry bench is something I might move in the future. By the way, I didn't actually make that. I got that from a drop. Same with the industrial cooker. Both things I might move in the future, but for now they can live in here. Try to get that as centered as possible. Bit across. Yeah. Yeah, and then the fabricator, I guess, can go against this wall. There we go. I'd love to get a vault in here as well, just to have something that I can chuck. In fact, actually, do we have the materials to make a vault? We do not. We need oil. That's fine. We'll get a vault in here as well, so maybe probably against this wall, just so we have something to chuck things away in. But I think that there's not really anything else I wanted to add. So here's our little blacksmith workshop-y thing. I think it could look better. But I quite like it, and I like how it's a bit of an homage. Actually, adding that chimney did a lot for it, to be fair. Definitely. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, so we've got our little repair anvil. I don't actually know how it works, but... yeah. And then in here, we've got our fabricator, we've got our industrial cooker, and our chemistry bench, both of which I might move in the future, I might not. And both of which I got out of drops. And we've got our smithy. And then, oh, actually, what else we should add in here? Even though it's not really going to be useful to us, just as a bit of a decoration. Maybe a forge? Maybe a forge? Although, to be fair, since we've got the campfire, that, yeah, the need for something like that is probably taken by the campfire. Not campfire, the fireplace. Yeah, probably not a forge. Probably not a forge, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so we're pretty much all moved out of our little box over there. There's just a few things that is still over there. Like, I've got all my dino balls over there still. And I have this thing. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with my industrial forge, because it's really big, so it probably needs quite a big building to support it, but we'll figure that out for sure. But yeah, other than that, we're not doing too bad. We are not doing too bad at all. You know, we've got our blacksmith with all of our things in it. You know, our blacksmithy things plus a few other things, and then we've got our big old storage facility thing where we've just stuffed everything in, made it look really cool. I still quite like the sort of aesthetic of just piles of stuff, and then of course our vaults going all the way across here, and yeah. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. So if you did enjoy, do be sure to subscribe, and yeah, make sure you stick around on the channel for the next episode. I don't know what we'll be doing, but I'm sure it'll be good fun. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later. Goodbye!